Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolors. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello everybody, nice you could join me again. This is a picture taken from Loch Leven in Scotland, and I've just re-wet the paper, stretched it, and what I'm doing now is I'm just dried off the mountains with a kitchen towel and then just re-wet the areas around it, and I'm going to give you a run round of the colours: cadmium yellow deep, Naples yellow, cobalt blue, French ultramarine, light red, burnt umber and a little bit of crimson. These are only suggested colour palettes. You are perfectly welcome to use your own. I'll take some of the cobalt blue, put that in there, some of the light red. I'm going to make a grey with that, a little bit more on that, I think, touch more blue. And I just want to drop in some clouds with that really. So I'm just dropping this around the mountain to get some areas. And just a little bit of, this is the shadow to the clouds. I'm going to drop a little bit of crimson into that. Just get that pinky grey colour. Take a little bit of the Naples yellow and just drop it in this bottom part here, which I should have done first, but I forgot. It's only a tiny bit, just a tiny bit there, very pale. And taking some of the cobalt blue, plenty in this for the wash. A little bit more red, just to grey it. The light red will grey this colour down nicely. I'm just beginning to just lay a wash on. Just deepen it with a bit of French ultramarine, a bit more grey, red, just to grey it down a touch more. Don't want to mess too much with the sky. Just strengthening up some of these cloud bottoms, can really pale out on you. I'm going to take my kitchen towel. While it's still really wet, I'm just going to remove some paint from it, just basically allowing the paper to take what it wants off. Just rolling it through, creating some shapes. Like that. And then, just to help soften that on the tops, I'm just going to drop some water in. Seen me do this before. I'll just allow this to push some colours, push the paint around. You have plenty of time to do this. It's all still really nice and wet. Don't worry about it. I'm going to leave that to dry. That's dry. I just need to put some snow shadow on this mountain, so I'm going to add a little bit more cobalt blue to this, just making a nice sort of a bluey grey. And where it is, I'm just going to pick some areas out. I've re-wet the whole of the mountain area, so should get a good flow of paint. And the board is laying flat, which helps to stop it running places you don't want it to go, so you do have a little bit of control. Just put the shadow. I do want this to be pale. Just creating gullies and things and giving the mountain some shape using just the shadow. Just taking some of the liquid out, and then I want to drop some more French ultramarine in. just to make this grey stronger. Then with a smaller detail brush, I want to define the edge but darken one or two areas. Leaving some of the other colour to always show through, otherwise there wouldn't have been much point putting it on. Quite dark down here. Don't forget this little back mounting. Okay, I don't think I want to put any more on this. Just checking I've got it basically in the right area. Dark as we come down here. Then I want to leave that to dry. Now that's dry, we can start to put some rock structure on this mountain. So I'm going to take some French ultramarine, some light red. This is going to be thicker than the other one, and I'm going to put a little bit of burnt umber in that, just to make it a bit darker, and a touch of alizarin crimson. I kind of like that colour. I'm going to take a very fine detail brush, just check its colour first. Make sure it's not too strong. There's a lot of detail on this, so I'm going to use a hit and miss effect to brush, almost like a dry brush effect. And I'm using the tip and the side of the brush. Just to create the texture of the cracks and the rocks. Begin to shape your mountain. This can take you a little bit of time because there's a lot of rock texture on this. When you're dragging it over the paper, providing it's not hot pressed and the paper has some tooth on it, you'll get a hit and miss effect. Trying to keep it basically towards the way it looks on the photograph. It's very dark down here. Very slowly your mountain will take shape. Whichever way the rocks fall is the direction that you drag the brush in. This will give you your mountain shape and form. Gully in here, which I want to bring out. Sometimes you have to have patience with this, a bit at a time. See, there really is an awful lot of rocks on this, and we'll try and get most of it in. Which is one of the techniques that sometimes the less worrying about it you do, the better. A little bit of water, just let that down. Want to do this one. It's brighter once it's set back, so I'm just thinning the paint out with water. Just checking I've got most of it in. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I think that's enough. I'm going to let that dry. I've just put some of the blue and the mountain colour into them hillsides there. I don't think you didn't miss anything, and I just waited for it to dry. I'm just going to put a little bit of water on this. I don't want too much, I don't want it too wet as we put the trees in. And I'm going to take some of this mountain colour, see how bluey grey it is, and some of the yellow, drop it in here. I'm going to make an earthy green. I'm going to take, just using the tip of the brush, and these don't really need to be big as we want to show the size of the mountain off really. Just begin to add some trees in. It's just the tip of the brush, and this will take you some time. Just darken it a little bit, some of it, and bring it down into the snow line, just bringing the two together. Big mass of trees up here as well. And I'm only using the brush to indicate that there's some trees here, no detail on them. I'm leaving some of the colour to show through. And all we're doing is just fooling the eye. I'm just going to drop a little bit of light red into this as well, just to give the indication it's very late autumn. A little bit around here, a little bit of burnt umber, maybe a bit darker. Just using what's left on the palette. See, they're just marks. As the paper dries out of it, just add a little bit of water. Just creating little tree shapes, maybe even a drop of yellow. Back to a dark green. Just hinting at autumn browns. I even take a little Naples yellow, run it along the shoreline. Mix up some colours for the water, cobalt blue, French ultramarine with some light red. Just make sure this is all nice and wet. French ultramarine, touch of light red. Need the colours now. Just a hint of reflection. I just want to drop some water in along here, right along the shoreline. Needed a bit more colour, that's ultramarine and light red. There's a little bit of crimson in the sky, so I'm going to work that in. Then I'm going to leave that to dry. Now that that's dry, I'm just restating just some bits and pieces with some of the burnt umber, leaving some of the under colour to show through, just with the tips of the mop brush. And I'm going to take a damp brush, and along the bottom I'm just going to bring some of this colour down to the shoreline. Just indicating all the brush and shrubbery that's down here. Nothing specific. Fading in one or two areas, just softening it. I've just turned the picture around and I just want to put a couple of wind streaks in. Craft knife and a ruler. It just adds a little movement to the water. Round. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe. This is where you get to sign it, mount it and frame it. So I hope you've enjoyed this one and I will see you next time. Thank you.